Meanwhile, Kim sat in her jail cell crying, tired of being locked up. Her father hadn't visited or hired a lawyer for her. With her court trial approaching, she felt unprepared and anxious. Suddenly, a police officer arrived and informed her she had a visitor. Hopeful, she asked if it was her father, but the officer said he didn't know. As she entered the visitor's room, she spotted her father sitting and waiting. Relieved, she approached him and immediately broke down, pleading for him to get her out, saying jail was unbearable. Her father looked at her sternly and accused her of not owning up to her actions, instead choosing to complain about her discomfort. He reminded her that she had almost committed murder in front of the world. Kim insisted she regretted what she did and pleaded for a lawyer, promising to obey him if she got out. Her father said he would get her a lawyer, but only on one condition. She had to release a public statement declaring that he and the family had no part in her actions. He wanted her to say he had given her everything, taught her good morals, and that it was her own selfishness that led to the crime. Kim hesitated, pointing out that such a statement would make her look even more guilty. Her father insisted it was necessary to protect the family's reputation and the business, and that only she could stop the media from portraying him as the villain. She wanted to tell him it was partly his fault for never loving her, but she stayed silent and prioritized getting out of jail. She agreed to his demand. Before leaving, she asked if he had ever loved her, and why he resented her so much. Her father only responded that he would get her a lawyer, then walked out, leaving her sitting in silence, close to tears. The next day, Sunjin sat in his office flipping through a baby magazine, smiling as he imagined what his child might look like. When his father entered unexpectedly, he quickly hid the magazine, not ready to reveal the pregnancy yet. His father welcomed him back and said it was time to return to work now that things were under control. Sunjin agreed, stating he had already started. His father asked about their company's relationship with Kim's family, mentioning they had been long-time business partners and that the recent incident had shaken that partnership. Without hesitation, Sunjin stated that they would be cutting all ties. He explained that Kim had tried to kill his wife at their wedding, and that was a line he couldn't overlook. He believed they could find better companies to work with. Surprisingly, his father didn't argue. He acknowledged that the last time he went against Sunjin and invited Kim's family, someone almost got killed. He told Sunjin that as CEO, it was his decision to make. Sunjin was surprised, but hopeful that maybe his father had truly changed. Back at the hospital, Woobin sat on his bed drawing. When Tiana entered, he smiled and complimented her new hairstyle. She thanked him and shared some good news. He might be discharged the next day. Woobin was thrilled, expressing how much he wanted to leave, though Tiana reminded him he still needed to rest and wasn't fully recovered. Sunjin arrived shortly after, surprised to see Tiana. He greeted her and asked Woobin how he was feeling. Woobin replied that he was doing much better. As Tiana was about to leave, Woobin handed her the drawing he had made, saying it was a small gift since he couldn't take her to dinner. She thanked him sincerely and said she liked it. He promised to send her one of his best pieces once he was out of the hospital. After she left, Sunjin asked Woobin what was going on between them, reminding him that he hadn't been interested before. Woobin laughed and said nothing was going on. She was just a kind friend. He clarified that he was with Yuna now and that he had changed his ways to focus on one woman. Sunjin complimented him on the change, joking that maybe the coma had reformed his bad boy habits. They both laughed. Sunjin then showed Woobin the public statement Kim had given, where she claimed her family had nothing to do with her actions. Woobin commented that her father probably pressured her into it and hoped justice would be served so Kim would face the consequences of her actions. Sunjin agreed, mentioning that he had already terminated Tech Bloom's relationship with her family's company and hoped they would become complete.